Hey there, Sally here. Now, 2023 has brought a wealth of significant workplace changes, ranging from strengthened employee protections to enhanced flexible working arrangements. Businesses now need to adapt to the evolving regulatory landscape, and understand the impact of these changes is essential for maintaining compliance and also fostering a supportive and inclusive workplace environment. Now, I'm going to cover off some of the main changes that we've seen so far in 2023. Number one, empowering workplace equality and fairness. The inclusion of gender equality and job security as objects of the Fair Work Act signals a renewed focus on workplace fairness. Employers actually need to prioritize gender equality initiatives, promoting diversity and inclusivity to create a level playing field for all employees. Number two, prohibiting pay secrecy is another big one. That means that you can no longer add to your contracts that employees are not allowed to talk about their pay with other employees. And any contracts that have those clauses in them that were given to employees previously are no longer enforceable. Number three, reinforcing protections against harassment and discrimination has also been a really key point to these workplace changes. There is more protections against sexual harassment, which requires employers to adapt a positive approach. If you don't have a policy or procedure, if you don't have a process in how to manage sexual harassment, or even any kind of discrimination, including bullying, then you're no longer considered being proactive. So that's something that employers really need to do. And it's also good for employees to understand if they are seeing these issues at work, if they are feeling like they've been sexually harassed or discriminated against, that there is a clear process in how these issues will be managed and dealt with within your business. Mitigating vicarious liability also is in play, which requires employers to demonstrate comprehensive measures to prevent sexual harassment. So what this means is you really can't say you didn't know. You really can't blame somebody else or say, well, I heard about it, I told someone else, and nothing happened. It's the responsibility of every employer and employee in the business now to report sexual harassment, to support those who are victims of sexual harassment and discrimination, and also to make sure that there is some training and understanding in place around these key issues. Prioritizing employee well-being and work-life balance. This is where the introduction of 10 days paid family and domestic violence leave actually has come into play around addressing this critical and chronic issue that some people are facing, often in silence. The 10 days paid leave for family and domestic violence is really for people who are in those situations to get external help during work hours that may then not need them to flag to be out of the home at different hours. So things like going to see a doctor, things like getting counseling and support, things like going to see some services to get support in finding new housing or getting out of the situation they're in. It's a really good process and support mechanism for those who are in abusive situations and who are having trouble getting out of that cycle of abuse. It's a really key measure, and it's now in place for both large and small businesses. There's also expanded flexible working conditions, which are extended now to unpaid parental leave to offer employees greater flexibility. And there's a whole range of new workplace changes affecting leave for shutdowns and other areas. So the workplace changes are really reflecting a growing emphasis on equality, fairness, and employee well-being. Employers really need to be proactive about adapting to these changes, fostering an inclusive work environment, and prioritizing employee supports, rights, and address any workplace challenges effectively. Now, if you need help with getting across these new changes or putting a policy or procedure in place or even doing some training for your staff, contact me today.